What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hacking Real Estate and Entrepreneurship Show. My name is Jose, and today we have a special guest, Bryan Casella. Bryan Casella is a realtor and a real estate investor, and he also has a big presence in the social media, YouTube channels, and more. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, brother? Good to be on here, man. Happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, dude. I'm excited to talk a little bit.
Of course, man. Me too. And like I said earlier, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with me. I know you're busy, but I'm super grateful to be able to do this today. Bryan, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Cool, man. I've been in the real estate business about 5.5 years now. I started by myself. About 2.5 or 3 years into the business, I started my team. When I started, I was watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I figured I would start doing video to document my journey and what I was doing, and it just started growing. So as I was growing my real estate business, my social media following started growing, and I started having more fun with it, and it really just opened up a lot of doors of opportunities for me outside of real estate. Like right now, I'm traveling and speaking a lot. Obviously, my brand has become worldwide now, so from agent to agent, I do send and receive a lot of referrals. So that's a lot of business for us. My personal brand outside of real estate has grown in the sense that I do coaching now. I mean, I sell products. I do so much stuff outside of real estate as well. And I think social media has really opened up those doors for me more than anything, because I've told people we don't need Hollywood anymore. You can promote yourself on social media and grow, and you can have a lot of opportunities. So now on the real estate side too, we're growing. We're doing very well, and I've just been able to almost grow two businesses at once, non-real estate and real estate, and a lot of it has to do with social media.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's very true what you just said. The internet is the new Hollywood. We don't need a middleman anymore. There is no middle agent that has to sign you for you to show your content and your talent. You can just expose it, and you just need your phone. That's it, right? And then you just whatever channel you want, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the heck you want to do. There are so many options. How are you managing the time with running those two businesses?
Leverage, man. Leverage and being efficient. I think those are the two biggest things. I started hiring people right away in my real estate business. I brought my girlfriend on, and I have 4 other agents working for me now. And aside from that, I have a marketing manager now that helps me with all the video stuff and editing. And I'm just extremely disciplined when it comes to my schedule, bro, and efficiency. So if I set 30 minutes to do a task at 8 in the morning, I'm on it, and I get it done in 30 minutes. I have to be very sharp. And the bigger you get, the more responsibilities you have, the more honest you have to stay with your schedule. Because if you're off your schedule, then it just throws everything off. So you have to be 100%. I tell people your schedule has to be like etched into concrete. It has to be permanent every single day.
Yes, I agree with that, man. Do you have time to have fun?
Oh, absolutely, bro. I have fun every single second of every day, dude.
Cool, man. So, okay, we said that we were going to talk a little more about the social media and how to leverage that into somebody that is a realtor, for example, or it can actually work for any other type of business that anybody that is listening is doing. For somebody that is about to start, what are your recommendations?
Well, the main focus, the main focus for me, whether somebody was in real estate or not, I think a lot of the stuff that I teach you can apply anywhere. My main focus was 2 things. Number one, I wanted to show people a different side of what it is that we do, because when you look on TV, or most people who are on social media who are in real estate, they all look and sound the same. Like, it's just one of them's dressed a little bit differently. One's a man, one's a woman. There's very little difference between them. So my angle when I started was, well, I'm going to share with people the activities that I do every day. So a lot of my stuff in the beginning was me going door to door, me making cold calls, what books I was reading, talking about negotiations with clients, scenarios I was running into, giving some information to the consumer that's true versus a lot of the false information that's out there. So that was one angle. And number 2 was, I've never been afraid, and I keep pushing this boundary to show who I am and what I do, and give personal information about me. And I think so many people in the real estate industry are scared to show the world who they are because some people are not going to agree with it. That's fine. But when you do that, you create a clear split between the people who support you and the people who don't like you. And you need that as somebody if you want to get big and you want recognition and you want to become a big brand, because then people know who you are and they're either going to like you or not, but that's okay. Everyone else plays the middle. They want everybody to like them, and they almost put on this fake character because they think people are going to like that, but that's not true. So one of the main reasons I would say that I was able to get a lot of attention and success with social media is I put myself out there, and I'm okay with people not liking it or liking it. And you have to be willing to do that if you really want to grow.
I totally agree with you. You have to not really care about what anybody else thinks or says about your content or whatever the heck you're doing. You have to be like extra focused, like in the sun. True, man. So for somebody that is studying and they're probably, let me ask you this. Were you uncomfortable at the beginning when you were putting yourself in front of the camera, when you had to talk to the camera?
No, it wasn't easy, man. I wasn't super comfortable. I had to sometimes prepare what I was going to say. I had to practice a little bit, but just like anything else, you get better. You have to be willing to accept the fact that when you're new, you're not going to be good. You know, I think of my whole life playing basketball. You know, I played professionally before I got into real estate, but I wasn't good when I started, right? Like, it's not like you suddenly start playing basketball and you're Michael Jordan. You know, like that's not the way it goes. You have to earn your position every day by practicing and drilling and doing the fundamentals. I took that same mindset to video and social media. I said, I'm new to this, but hey, I can figure this thing out. It's not that complicated. It's just going to take some time to get comfortable with it and get some skills. And that's all I did. And after a couple months of doing it consistently, I got better and better and better and better. And I keep getting better now, but I'm a student of the game. A lot of people will do it for a little bit and think they know everything. I know I don't know everything, and I keep working on my craft every single day. And I think that's what separates me too, is I'm constantly learning and practicing and getting better. I'm always looking for something to improve. And it's been like that since day one. And that's been the biggest difference for me as far as, you know, pushing forward and getting better every single time.
Yeah, you know, you were an athlete, man. That also says a lot. I was a baseball player myself too in the past. And that's actually how I came to the U.S. and I played baseball scholarship, whatever. I went to college, blah, blah, blah. But the mindset is super important with whatever you're doing, either because you're playing sports or because you are doing business or you're a realtor. Mindset is like, you just have to keep working on that, you know, and it's what difference is the difference between failing and being successful. And you can have a lot of talent, you can have a lot of skills, but if you don't have the right mindset, you may not succeed, or you may not succeed as you could if you had a strong mindset and you were like extremely in the sun.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It is. And that's the majority of what I teach people too is mindset, because all the tools you can find, the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to start a business, to start your social media. But what separates the people who take action and continue to take action on a high level versus the people who don't is mindset. So that's what I drove with my team. That's what I drove with myself. The majority of my studies and teachings revolve around that subject. And that's really what I think separates the best from everybody else.
Yeah, man. So whenever you started doing your YouTube videos and all that, when was that you had that spike, that you exploded? What do you think was what do you do that made it explode?
I don't know if there was any spikes, man. I would say if I could pinpoint any specific times that I got more momentum, was 2 things. Either certain videos that you get lucky because you're consistent and they just happen to get a lot of views and they go viral, right? That's the word. A little bit of that, and collaborations. You know, I've always collaborated with people outside of my circle, like outside of real estate. I didn't want to collaborate with other real estate people because we talk about the same stuff. I would rather collaborate with something that's more interesting to me. Like I've collaborated with people in the car community. I'm huge into cars. I love cars. I've obviously collaborated with other athletes, other entrepreneurs who are opening their businesses and running their businesses, but outside of real estate. That, if anything, I would say was the biggest spike we can say for my YouTube growing and my social media growing, because it allowed other people who otherwise wouldn't see me to see me. You know, I knew that doing videos and sales and real estate and that stuff, I would get attention because the people who search are going to find me. But I want to get in front of other people who aren't going to find me. That's the key. And when you can broaden your audience, then you can really grow and start getting your foot into other places and audiences that you wouldn't get in front of.
Right, man, I love that, because I was actually going to ask you about that too, because I noticed that when I was looking at your channel, you have videos about anything, and cars, and anything. And I thought about asking you that, because you're diversifying your audience. And even if they don't have an interest in real estate, they may have an interest in the future, and you can probably get leads from that type of audience that they didn't go to your channel looking for that type of information, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the main things for me too was, you brought it up. You said, if I'm having fun, I'm having fun because I'm doing things the way I want to do them. And that also is I hold in high esteem. I tell people, the moment social media or YouTube for me isn't fun, I'll stop doing it. And I'm having a ton of fun. So when you see the diversity on my channel, that's the way I want to do it. I could sit here and say, well, technically, if I want to keep growing, I'm not supposed to do that. That's not the right thing to do. I don't care. I want to have fun too. So I'm doing it to grow, and I'm doing it to have fun. And I really think when people look at it from that perspective, it becomes easier for them to express themselves on social media, because you're having fun. It's not about, well, what video can I make that's going to get 10 million views? I don't think that way. Yeah, I want to create effective content, but I want to have fun while I'm doing it. And that's the difference, is then when somebody watches me, they're like, oh, this person seems like they enjoy what they do. And that's, I think, one of the hidden things that people don't see is, if people watch you and they're not entertained by you, and they don't think that you're having fun doing what you do, they're not going to want to follow you, because you're just like everybody else. And that's the key. Is a lot of people think it's just about the views or the subject that they talk about, but it's about you. It's the personality behind the words.
Exactly, man. Now, let me ask you, let's talk a little bit about your coaching business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. I created a program called Modern Success, and
Okay.
I opened it up to everybody. I have a lot of realtors in it, of course, because realtors follow me, but I have almost 300 people in it now. It's a monthly subscription. They pay me every month. And we talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about real estate. We talk about sales. We talk about dating. We talk about communication. We talk about money management, real estate investing, mindset, right? A lot of the stuff is about mindset, systems, right, to grow your businesses. We talk about social media, video marketing. I mean, I really wanted to create the program because I give people more knowledge about me, and I give them more knowledge about the subjects that I talk about and know about. Like a lot of my studies, there's certain things that I study that I've become very good at that I don't share with YouTube, but I share it with my students. So it's, I say it's like an advanced coaching program for people who really want to take it to the next level. And I've been doing it for about a year, and I have organically, I've got almost 300 people on it right now. I haven't even done any ads to grow it. It's been 100% organic.
Wow. And what about the social media? Have you leveraged people from there to your?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Let me ask you, do you invest into growing your audience in social media?
Yeah, we've been doing that. Most of my investing has been towards the real estate side and generating leads for my real estate team. But for my personal branding, that's something that we're doing right now. And we're about to start doing ads and that kind of stuff. We've been preparing it basically for the last month or two, and we're about to release it.
Have you got into Facebook?
For real estate, yeah. For real estate, yeah. Not for my personal brand. So, and that's another thing I tell people too is, I've grown my social media without paying a penny. As far as my 126,000 subscribers on YouTube, my 33,000 on Instagram, and the 13 or 14,000 people who follow me on Facebook, that's been 100% organic. There's been no paid advertisement to grow that.
Wow, man, that's pretty awesome. But you were producing a ton of content, right? Were you limited? Do you limit the content? Like, do you get a little romantic about what you're going to post and what you're not going to post?
Not really. I'm constantly pushing that boundary. The only check that I have in my mind is if I am going to post about a certain subject, let's say I'm going to talk about sales, there's a level that I'll give for YouTube. There's a level that I'll give for a product. There's a level that I'll give my coaching students. There's a level I'll give my personal team in real estate. So there's levels to it as far as the quality and depth of the information that I'll give. So somebody who pays me is obviously going to get a lot more than somebody who just watches me on YouTube, if that makes sense. Right.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because you're also managing that business, so you have to make sure that you can bring in some value. Yeah, I get it. Well, whenever you started doing real estate, I saw a video that you had that you were talking about your beginning, like broke to super successful.
Yeah.
How was that transition? Like what the beginning of the stage where you were to then, bring to more success and your mindset during that time?
Yeah. Man, that was a crazy period because, you have a certain way of thinking and viewing the world. And then now you're studying and learning from people who have a broader perspective, who know more than you. And it's almost difficult at first to accept it. Like, wow, this guy I'm learning from, like my first mentor in real estate, he's making more than $1 million a year. At that time, I said, if I make $5,000 a month, I'm a superstar, right? So if you compare that level of thinking and the amount of money, it's way different. So it was tough, man. And that's what people don't realize is they think when you start making money and growing mentally that it's easy. It's not, because you're pushing yourself. You're literally transforming into somebody new. And we have the tendency to want to bring all our old friends, all our old thoughts and habits,
Correct.
the way we speak to the world, the way we interact with the world. We want to bring that with us, and you can't do it. You have to, it's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. You have to shed that old skin and become the butterfly. So a lot of emotions, man, a lot of ups and downs mentally, a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles every single day, making sure that I stay on my schedule and doing my tasks no matter how I feel. So a very challenging and very difficult time. Well worth it, of course. Everybody will tell you that, but 2 or 3 years of just grinding and pushing myself against the world, basically. Like the statue of the guy who holds the world on his back.
Yeah,
that's what I felt like, dude. Because you have the pressure of everybody. Oh, are you going to make it? Are you sure? I told you not to get into real estate. I told you not to do this. Social media is not going to make you any money. So you have to keep working while you're hearing that. And that's the main thing, is the pressure from the outside. And I tell people, if you can handle the pressure from the outside, you'll be fine. You'll make it. You just have to keep showing up every single day until you start winning. Once you start having successes, then you keep working and you build momentum, and then it becomes easier. But until you have those first couple of successes, it can seem like you're walking through the desert with no water.
Yeah, you have, like we said earlier, you have to completely block everything that is outside you, and you have to stay in the sun and super extra focus. Because otherwise, if you pay attention to what everybody else is saying, and they're telling you, yes, don't try social media because it's not going to bring you any money, then you want to be where you're at today. You want to have 100,000 plus subscribers in your YouTube channel. You want to have 30,000 plus on your Instagram, and so on. And because you stay focused, your mindset was extremely strong. You kept going. You didn't give up. And I'm sure you're still, growing, but you are where you are right now.
Absolutely, man. And, I even think like this morning, because, I do my best to read all the comments I get, whether they're positive or negative, on all my social media platforms. And somebody was complaining, that I was cussing too much in a video. And I said, well, that's a personal issue, man. If you don't like cussing, that's fine. You cannot like it, but I'm not going to change my style because your one comment tells me to stop cussing. No. And then he goes, oh, well, you teach blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, obviously you misunderstood what I was teaching, but I also taught you to not complain, and you're fucking complaining. So, if you listen, and that's the reason I tell people, if you stop and think for a second, if you listen to every comment or criticism from the outside, again, and these are people who are unqualified to give you advice. That's the first teaching I teach people. You need to take criticism from a qualified person, the person that you hire as your coach, or the person that you look up to and say, this person's successful, I'm going to listen to them. Because if I want to become a billionaire and I'm taking advice from somebody who makes $30,000 a year on money, I'm never going to become a billionaire, right? And people forget that. They think because we're taught, oh, you're supposed to listen to everybody. It's like, that's the stupidest fucking advice I've ever heard. No. You're going to listen to the person who's done it. That's the person who I listen to. Now, the other person is welcome to give me their opinion, sure. But just like they're welcome to give me their opinion, I'm also welcome to say, no, thank you, I'm not going to listen to it.
No, man, and you also have to be practical. If you have to surround yourself with positive people, and then yes, you listen to the advice, and then you have to be practical so you can prove it yourself. And then you're gonna fail, of course, but you gotta stay practical and keep trying and trying and trying. Yeah. And yeah, some of those people, they are in a different mindset, in a different level, that they're not seeing that, and they're probably focused just on the negative.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I find that in myself extremely important, and also rejecting that type of information when it's coming from the outside, and even in my brain to stay in the level where I am.
Yeah.
I practice that every single day.
Very cool.
So what were you doing before that? Before you started into the business?
Basketball, man. I played professionally in Europe for a couple of years, and I stopped playing after my second ankle surgery. I've had a lot of injuries, and I just really was kind of lost for a while. And I decided to get into real estate because it looked like a good opportunity. I went to go visit a few offices. I noticed people weren't working hard, and I said, man, I can kill it in this industry if I just come in here and apply the same attitude and work ethic I had in basketball. I'll kill it in real estate. I'll do super good.
What brokerage are you with?
Right now I'm with EXP.
EXP. I've been hearing a lot of good things about that.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I have a question for you. When you're running your business, or you're doing your daily tasks, whatever, time versus money, what do you pick? What's your approach?
Well, if I have to, I'll use money to buy time, which is what I do with leverage. Time is it's not an unlimited resource. It's limited. We have a limited amount of time. So if I need to task somebody to do something and pay them so I can take my time and put it somewhere else, that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm looking for the highest income producing activities and the best way to spend my time. So yeah, in the beginning, if you don't have any money, you got to hustle to make the money. But as soon as possible, you have to start using your money to get you more time. And once you can do that, you can really become successful. I mean, hang around somebody who's a multi-millionaire or billionaire. I mean, their time is super valuable, and they're very meticulous about their time. They have no problem spending money to get time. So that's what I learned from the big dogs.
Buying time. Are you investing into real estate?
Yeah, I own 4 properties in Texas, and I own 1 property here in LA, a duplex.
Texas. Why Texas?
Why Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Tax deed auctions. I got them at the tax deed auctions in Houston, so I got the properties for pretty cheap. I learned through Mike Wolf. Shout out to him. He's a mentor of mine who got me into real estate investing. He has a whole course that he teaches you how we invest in different cities in the United States. He owns, I think he owns like 350 properties in the United States. Like he's big time. And I learned. So he has a team there. We talk. I send the guy, his representative, to the auctions. I sent him every auction once a month for 2 years. And in those 2 years, I ended up getting 4 properties.
Nice, man. Are you still buying them?
Yeah. I haven't bought any in the last 6 months, but I think within the next 6 to 8 months, I'm going to buy at least 1 or 2 more. Yeah.
That's actually how I started into real estate, buying tax deed auctions. But down here in Florida, in Miami. My first property was a tax deed, $40,000.
Wow. That's awesome.
Super cheap. Is that the price range that you were finding around there?
I got them for cheaper, actually. My most expensive property I bought for I think it was $28,000. So I got them way cheaper.
Wow, man. That's a heck of a deal. You're renting that, obviously, right?
Yeah. And they rent good. They rent, all the properties rent for around $900 a month.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yep.
Those were pretty good deals.
That's why I did it, dude. Because, everyone's like, oh, buy more properties in California. Well, what I put for a down payment in California, I can buy 4 or 5 properties in Texas and rent them out and make money. So why would I do that?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you can get more for your money investing, but California is extremely expensive.
Absolutely.
If you're going to invest. Wow. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate, again, you doing this episode with me today. I hope that the people out there got a lot of value. And thank you, man.
Thank you, bro. Really appreciate you, man.
So keep hustling, keep doing what you're doing, and we'll stay in touch.
Cool. Thanks, brother. We'll see you, man.
Buddy. Appreciate it, man.